Ты мне? Подними и подтолкни. Сам возьми. Что ты сказал? Что слышал? Теперь подними и подтолкни.
Imagine a moment where two Hollywood action icons step beyond the big screen, where they're not fighting as movie characters, not performing choreographed scenes, but testing their real skills, not actors, not stunt performers, but two fighters bringing years of discipline and true martial arts experience. This is the showdown between Jason Statham and Scott Adkins, two legends who helped redefine the standards of modern action cinema. Jason Statham isn't just an action star, he's a modern action icon. From his breakout role in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, to his defining run in The Transporter, Fast and Furious, The Expendables, and his more recent brutal performances, Statham has consistently appeared as a walking combat machine. His trademarks are unmistakable: speed, precision, and efficiency, and none of it feels fake. Statham's on-screen style is heavily rooted in kickboxing-inspired striking. Tight punches, powerful low kicks, and direct aggressive movement. While he doesn't often speak publicly in detail about his training, combat sports communities widely recognize kickboxing and boxing-based striking as the foundation of his fighting style. Anyone who's watched his films can see the influence clearly in the sharp, high-impact choreography that defines his action scenes. But Statham's athletic background goes much deeper. Before Hollywood, he was a competitive diver, representing England and competing at the 1990 Commonwealth Games. That elite athletic foundation later evolved into years of martial arts training. Over time, he expanded his skill set beyond striking, incorporating Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, where he's often cited as holding a purple belt. His grappling ability frequently shows up in his films through clinch work, throws, and ground-based finishes. This well-rounded base is one of the reasons Statham performs many of his own stunts, delivering action that feels grounded, visceral, and authentic. On the other side stands Scott Adkins, a man whose life has revolved around martial arts since childhood.
Winner! And the winner is Boyko!
Adkins began training at just 10 years old, starting with judo and taekwondo. These early disciplines forged his flexibility, balance, and exceptional body control. As he grew older, his obsession with combat only intensified. Kickboxing became his primary focus, and he didn't just train, he excelled, eventually becoming an instructor. From there, Adkins continued expanding his arsenal, studying karate, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, and other combat systems. The result is a fighter with explosive striking, functional grappling, and strong defensive awareness. His transition into film began through British television and stunt work, but everything changed with one role. As Yuri Boyka in Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing, Adkins exploded onto the global stage. His lightning-fast kicks, brutal combinations, and athletic movements stunned audiences. The fight choreography felt raw, technical, and frighteningly real, instantly cementing him as one of the most respected martial artists in action cinema. Beyond technique, Adkins' physical conditioning sets him apart. His training combines heavy resistance work, fight-based cardio, and explosive sprint conditioning. The result is a lean, powerful physique built specifically for combat performance. Standing around 5 feet 10 inches, Jason Statham maintains a naturally athletic build, weighing roughly 170 to 175 pounds. While solid and functional, his physique prioritizes speed and endurance over raw size, a contrast to Adkins' more visibly muscular, fight-ready frame. Unfortunately, Statham and Adkins have never faced each other in real life, but we can get insight into how their styles might clash by examining real-world matchups between Brazilian Jiu Jitsu practitioners and taekwondo-based strikers. The disciplines that strongly influence both men, in multiple documented encounters, BJJ fighters consistently control the fight once it hits the ground. Superior grappling, positional dominance, and submission awareness quickly neutralize even highly skilled strikers. This is likely the scenario we'd see if a Statham versus Adkins fight moved into a grappling-heavy exchange. However, in a stand-up-only battle, distance becomes everything. Taekwondo-based fighters thrive at range, using speed, angles, and devastating kicks. But the moment a grappler successfully closes the distance, the dynamic shifts completely. Clinch control, pressure, takedowns. Once the fight collapses inward, striking advantages fade fast. Across multiple sparring examples, the pattern is clear. If the grappler gets inside, the fight ends on the ground. If the striker maintains range, the grappler is forced to survive on entries alone. So if Jason Statham and Scott Adkins ever stepped into a real fight, the outcome would hinge on one critical question. Who controls the distance first? Striking versus grappling, range versus pressure, cinema versus reality. And that's what makes this hypothetical showdown so fascinating.
Эй,